and go try something else. In Lagos State, where Obasa resurfaced, the resurfaced Obasa has caused so much ruckus in the house of, in the empire of Kolu, the house of the Tifnumbus, where things are done according to the dictates of their leaders or their leader. When Obasa got removed, it was like so, it happened so fast. Then we realized that Obasa was not in the country. And isn't it that Obasa called a coup? They planned a coup to remove me. So things seem to be going on well, especially for the new speaker, Meranda. When the highest ranking body of their APC, Egbekegbe in Lagos, called GAC, gave their validation and support. And they told them that Obasa was gone and was gone for good until Obasa returned. Now, so problem returned. So yesterday, you saw when Obasa took over the status of assembly, right? So they were in court to determine who is the speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly now. So at the end of the day, pending the determination of the court, it is reported that Obasa has taken over the assembly. And he couldn't have done that without the backing of Tifnumbu. That's what some people are saying. Obasa still has control of his security as speaker. He broke into his speaker's office, which is supposed to be the Miranda's office now, yesterday. Then he locked his other colleagues out. Initially, when Obasa was removed, right, Lagos State House of Assembly has 40 members. So out of the 40, 38 of them rejected or removed Obasa and elected or selected Meranda. But yesterday, that changed as Obasa presided over the status of assembly where other members were locked out, and yet he still had about 4 other members. So which means 4 out of 38 that rejected him, 4 of them have returned, and Obasa is now in charge of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Right. So this is what we mean about when institutions have been compromised. Institutions of states are now populated by criminals. So you have no choice. Whatever they do, everybody just have to be killed on the line. So today they were in court where Meranda called the actions of Obasa show of shame. That's what she called it, show of shame. Look at them in court today. Me, Abby? Yes, no. Are you fine?
Ẹni tó ń yọ wá lẹ́nu bàbá, yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu. Ẹni tó ń yọ yín lẹ́nu bàbá, yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu. Yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu bàbá, yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu. Ẹni bá yọ yín lẹ́nu bàbá, yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu. Ṣé democracy? Ṣé democracy lè yí o? Aṣíwájú rẹ̀ kò. Ṣé democracy lè yí? Àwọn tó yọ yín lẹ́nu bàbá, yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu o. Àwọn tó yọ yín lẹ́nu bàbá, yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu o. Múdásírù yọ yín lẹ́nu bàbá, yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu o. Àwọn tó yọ yín lẹ́nu bàbá, yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu o. yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu bàbá. Yọ yín lẹ́nu àwọn tó yọ yín lẹ́nu bàbá. Yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu. Àwọn tó yọ ẹ́ lẹ́nu bàbá. Yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu àwọn tó yọ ẹ́ lẹ́nu bàbá. Yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu. Yọ ẹ́ lẹ́nu bàbá. Yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu àwọn tó yọ ẹ́ lẹ́nu bàbá. Yọ wọ́n lẹ́nu.
Good morning, Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Please, would you like to respond? What's your reaction to today's hearing in court?
Well, good morning. This is actually just the beginning, and just like what happened in there, both parties actually have their representative, and I think we should allow the legal team to do their job.
Please, ma'am, can you respond to what happened yesterday?
What happened yesterday?
Yes, when the speaker was said to have forcibly taken over.
Sorry?
When the speaker was said to have
The removed speaker.
Okay.
Well, I think he's still a member of the House of Assembly, so he has every right to come. But invasion and breaking into my office, that is really a big one.
Do you also confirm the restoration of your security detail?
Well, as you can see, I have my people here with me, and God is with me.
Can you be specific, ma'am, about the status of your security detail that your office represents?
Well, I have, I think, 3 or 4 policemen, whereas my normal convoy, my team, 12 policemen, 4 DSS, and 2 anti-pop. But as I have it this morning, I don't have that.
I understand you, Matt, to be saying that to be condemning, that the House is condemning the forceful invasion by the removed speaker. But Ma, is the House going to take any proceedings, disciplinary? What can you tell us? What's the next thing?
When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it.
Mr. Obasa yesterday in the sitting with about 3 or 4 lawmakers also said the House has been postponed sine die. What is your reaction to that, ma'am?
I think to me that was just a show of shame, because in our job we have numbers that form quorum. So if you are sitting with 3 or 4 members, you're only doing theater.
So when is the House sitting next?
We'll announce it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Today? Is the House sitting today?
We'll let you know, but the House is not sitting today. Thank you.
Wahala everywhere, wahala. You know? Number one, they never tell you. They never tell you that they have left you behind. Photo, don't be juju be that. She used to have 6 policemen, 4 DSS. But right now she only has just about 4 policemen. She didn't have a real convoy as speaker. While Obasa has like army of policemen guiding him and all of that. And the same Obasa has now adjourned the status of assembly sitting, sideline, Odigbushi, until further notice. So like they never tell her. Like yesterday, when all of them were locked out of the status of assembly, right? They themselves felt like there must be some bigger forces, higher forces behind Obasa. So where are we going to turn now? Who are we going to call that? Because we don't even understand again. Oh. So that's the drama from Lagos. But let's leave Lagos too and go somewhere else. Let's go to the office of the Sultan of Sokoto. Just a few days ago, the Yoruba League of Imams and Alfas, they said they've had enough. Especially this talk about Sharia, political Sharia in Yoruba land. They've had enough. They do not want to take any orders from the Sultan of Sokoto anymore. That also kind of triggered conversation around why is the Sultan of Sokoto the leader of Muslims in Nigeria? Why? In Yoruba land, for example, Islam has been in Yoruba land before it even got to them in their Kokopiri, Sokoto, and whatever. Before Madam Fodio of Fulani brought their jihad. So it makes sense. So people have been like that. So it's like some people are now rebelling. Is that rebelling? Is that right? Is that a correct word? Rebelling or rebellious? So in the League of Imams, the Yoruba land chapter, they were no longer listening to the Sultan of Sokoto. To them, when it comes to Ramadan, they will decide when the Ramadan will start, not the Sultan of Sokoto. There are extremists in some part of Yoruba land, by the way, okay, where some of them believe that nobody should challenge the authority of the Sultan of Sokoto. Last, Isha, Kombila say even Allah is in support of both of them, because the League of Imam in Yoruba land said their own Ramadan will start on the 1st of March. And normally the Ramadan is, the month of fasting by the Muslims, but it is after the spotting of the moon. When you sight the moon, they say, we have seen the moon. Oh, I can't see the moon though, right? But it's noon here, right? So you have seen the moon, and we're going to start fasting the day after that. So today, the Sultan of Sokoto also saw the moon in Nigeria, and he has now declared that tomorrow on call, Ramadan will start. Let somebody interpret.
Today, Friday, 20th day of February 2025, equivalent to 29th day of Shaban, 1456, after the hijrah of our most noble leader. We go to the end of the month of Shaban. Reports of positive sighting of the new crescent of Ramadan were reported to us by various leaders across the country. And we have verified and authenticated such reports and duly accepted such reports. Therefore, tomorrow, 1st March 2025, makes its first Ramadan 1446 after Hijrah. Call on all Muslims across this great country to devote the month of Ramadan in full worship of Almighty Allah and prayers for our country, for our leaders at all levels. As we call on all our brothers and sisters to commence fasting this holy month of Ramadan, we urge you to always be aware of the responsibilities on your shoulders as Muslims, to always pray for our leaders, pray for our states, pray for our country. We urge you too to always give out to the vulnerable amongst us, so that they also enjoy the Ramadan fast. Showing the effects of such giving out to the less privileged will also add the words of Almighty Allah on you, on your fast. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our ibadat in this holy month of Ramadan and grant us al-Jannah to those without hisab. May Almighty Allah give our leaders the strength to lead our country aright, with the fear of Almighty Allah always, with the heart and mind of salvaging the problems facing our great country and pushing the hardship facing not only the Muslims but all
Ma salam. Be salam. So Ramadan starts tomorrow. So those of you who can fast, you can sponsor those who are fasting. You can send gifts. You can send food. You can send money to people who are going to be participating in the Ramadan. Okay? So that will be your own huge contribution, okay, in supporting if you can't fast. Because me, I can't fast. I remember when I used to say it to my mom, right? I used to say it to my mom. My mom was like, hey, you cannot fast. Are those ones who are fasting, are they not your mates? And I remember telling my mom then that, no, I'm a child of God. Number one, I'm not a sinner because nobody can tell me that I'm a sinner. I'm a child of God, so I don't have any sin. So you get now. So because I don't have any sin, I do not need to fast. And I was very young. I used to say that to my mom. And she'll be like, well, God will touch your heart. God will change you. I say, okay, let him try. Because why is he going to change me? I'm all right, I'm okay, like I'm all right. And if he's the one that creates all of us, right? So I believe I am made perfect. So now only sinners, now them they fast. I used to say that to my mom. But that is not true, okay? So fasting is religious, is spiritual, is healthy for those who chooses to. But in this case, Ramadan is the Islamic month of fasting, okay? So you can reach out to people and support them however you want, okay? Antifnubu just signed the 2025 budget into appropriation into law. So right now, Tifnubu's 2025 budget is 52 trillion and 200 billion. Sorry, 900 billion. I think it's 52.9 billion, trillion rather. So that is what Tifnubu planned to spend in 2025. And it was seen to be at a small ceremony they put together for him. Let me show you.
Having pledged 500,000 tons of gold to the Bank of England. And in his words, he said, achievements. He said, I have been speaking to Nigerians who are my friends and business people. And finally, he said, and with your kind permission, Your Excellency, I would like to invite the President of the Senate for his introductory session. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is about signing the budget into law. And hooray, he has signed the budget 2025 into law. Thank you, Your Excellency.
So that's a call signing the 2025 budget. Then he had this to say. It's boring, right? But we'll just listen to him because I'm almost rounding up now anyway, right? So Tifnubu had this to say.
2025 budget of transformation, empowering people. Please have your seats. Building a resilient future. We affirm our commitment to securing our future, rebuilding prosperity, and ensuring that every Nigerian shares in the dividends of governance. The past year tested our resolve, but through the economic discipline and strategic reforms, we achieved what many deemed impossible. There are no dust in our faces, and there are no tears in our cheeks. We work together as brothers and sisters, collaborate with Nigerians. After the initial turbulence and the takeoff was very, very cloudy and uncertain. Today, we see a light at the end of the tunnel. We can see signs of progress. Our national GDP growth rebounded to 3.86%. Compared to the last quarter, revenue increased to 21.6 trillion. Naira rebounded, reflecting our resilience. We have reduced deficit significantly from 6.2 in 2003 to 4.17%. Forest reform is working the foreign exchange. The minimum wage was raised and we are meeting all obligations. I want to thank the National Assembly